when I started going to church, I remember, feeling that sense of hopelessness, like, how many houses can I mow, right? I couldn't even think past that. When I started going to my church, to a church when I was, I don't know, it was about 34 years ago, when I heard this, I thought, I can't get myself out of my predicament, but God can. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to look like. If I bring my tithe and give it to the church, He will open up the windows of heaven and pour me out a blessing that I can't contain. I got excited. I'm like, I can't get out of my predicament, but God can get me out of my predicament. And as soon as I started to give, I kid you not, one thing added to my business, another thing was added to my business, another person was added. Pretty soon we had crews, we had trucks, right? I had no business mind. My parents, didn't have businesses. God just kept bringing in the right people and kept inserting them supernaturally. And sure, I was a hard worker and I had good work ethics, but I didn't know anything about, wages and, and employees and all the different things that comes with that, and checks and balances and, and how to keep the books. My wife and I, He gave us wisdom one step at a time. From not going to school and not being involved in business and all that, we went from mowing lawns to landscaping to doing concrete, block walls, doing patios. We went to additions. Now it's new construction, and now it's developing land and new construction. Never once went to school for this. It was all God, because He is faithful to His word. He opened up the windows of heaven and poured us out a blessing that we cannot contain. This is your pastor being exactly what the Bible says to do for you, not to lord over you, but to be your example. And so I believe the combination of serving, faithful, giving our money, even when I couldn't afford it. If I give to God, I'm going to get in debt. I was already in debt. Like, I couldn't get out of debt. I mean, you can only mow so many yards, right? You only have so much daylight during the course of the day. I was not going to be able to buy a home. I was not going to be able to have a new vehicle or have a family or raise a family. But all I know is when you trust God with and He's like daring you to. He's saying right here, trust me. Put me to the test, the Bible says here. God's saying that. Just test me. Do you think God's not going to follow through? And then we have this beautiful congregation. We have this beautiful, powerful church here. How many miracles and signs and wonders have we seen in this place, right? And it all started because I was willing to scrub the toilet, mow the lawn, usher, greet people, do the announcements, give a little bit of the money that God was giving me. It's not about the money. It's about being close to God. It's about watching Him do wonders in your life and miracles and give you peace and joy and happiness.